I'm Jenn Walker Wall. I'm the founder of Work Wonders Careers, where we help people land new jobs and thrive at work. Let's talk about how to prepare for a career change. If you're anything like me, you probably can't believe how fast time flew last year, but you're probably pretty excited for a fresh start too. When we're at the point of getting ready for what's next, we're often really ready for what's next. And so sometimes we put tactics ahead of clarity. If you know, you know. Step one is to do a career assessment. We start all things here at Work Wonders with deep reflection and assessment so that we can build a strategy that actually makes sense for you and your goals. Proper reflection and assessment doesn't have to take forever. A little clarity can go a long way. So if you're hearing this, think more about pausing your current efforts rather than stopping your current efforts. In other words, we're in so much of a rush to get to the next thing, we care less about what the next thing is and care more about getting out of our current situation. I even have 3 reflection prompts that can help get you started. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? And what are you most proud of? This should help lay a really strong foundation for you. If you're anything like my clients, there's probably a lot of well-intentioned people giving you advice like apply for as many jobs as you can and see what happens. But actually, we encourage a slightly different approach. The second step is to carefully and thoughtfully research and examine the opportunities in front of you. And instead of applying for all of the jobs in front of you, I want you to consider really prioritizing the opportunities in front of you based on your goals for yourself and spending your time optimizing your resume and learn how to convey your value even if you're making some kind of career transition. We want you to start tuning in to opportunities, job postings, organizations that pique your curiosity or leave you feeling intrigued, compelled, wanting to learn more. Sometimes asking you to find opportunities that excite you is simply too high of a bar when you're feeling exhausted and burned out, so instead rely on your sense of curiosity. When we enter the job search process, we can sort of switch into performance or audition mode, but that's not what we want. What we're looking for is resonance. Part of carefully examining opportunities means that you need to ask questions and gather additional information and make sure that you negotiate for what you want. So this is by no means taking the first thing that comes along. This is about doing your due diligence along the way. Pay attention to opportunities where both you and the potential employers and managers and team show up and energized. There's a lot of shared interest and camaraderie, and the conversation feels good. Number 3 is learning to turn your fears and questions about what's possible for you into questions instead of assumptions. Trust me when I say people are very quick to make assumptions about what's possible for them. And I don't always share those assumptions. For example, people are quick to assume that in order to make a move that better aligns with their values, they'll need to give up salary. I've seen lots of people hold on to both, but here's what's really important. The only way you can really pursue or cultivate opportunities that can meet your needs, goals, and priorities is to be honest about what those are and turn that into a question. If we stop at the assumption that we can't make what we want to and do what we want, then we don't have a chance to really create those opportunities for ourselves. Number 4, you need to learn to take your resume seriously if you are thinking about a career transition or even a straightforward job search. Just as we want you to do your due diligence and carefully and thoughtfully examine potential opportunities, we want you to do the same thing when it comes to presenting yourself and communicating your value to potential employers. The bottom line is I see way too many people treat their resume like something they have to do instead of a tool they get to use to showcase and highlight their relevant experience and qualifications for new opportunities. Trust me, I know that there's a lot of opinions on resumes and whether they're still a worthwhile tool, but I'm here to tell you that 7 years into this, that is still the primary way our clients generate interviews and offers for themselves. And it can be a fantastic tool if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use your resume effectively, we can help with that. So visit us at workwonderscareers.com and request an assessment and we'll help you get started. Here's one other thing you should know about making a career change happen for yourself this year. Our career aspirations and goals are often things we pursue on our own and for good reason sometimes. Not all of us work in a place where we can be open and honest with our managers. Don't keep your job search a secret. Let people know your goals. People have information, insight, and connections to share. So think about having 3 or 4 trusted mentors, peers, or colleagues that you can trust with your goals and ask for support if you need it. Focusing on relationships in this process will not only have short-term impacts on your job search, but you're planting the seeds for long-term support that you can't even imagine yet. But at the end of the day, the job search and career change process is relational. Someone else is going to broker introductions and create opportunities on your behalf. So if you are not letting people know your goals, you're not doing yourselves any favors. If you have any questions about your career change or job search goals, you can always leave me a comment right here, but I've got something even better to offer you. I've created a free webinar with an accompanying workbook called Launch Your Job Search. So this is perfect for those of you who are just at the beginning stages, or maybe you've been in this phase for a while and you're ready to reassess and move forward a little differently. The webinar is going to identify common bottlenecks and challenges in the career change and job search process and offer strategies that you can implement on your own to move around them. So if you need a little bit of a boost to move your job search forward or to get started, make sure you head on over to workwonderscareers.com/launchyourjobsearch.